Beautiful. And that looks... Oh man, don't tell me. Boy. This is for you guys to figure out. Yeah, no. Don't worry. There's just something silly going on that it works, and that's what matters in a stupid way. And I don't know how else it's gonna work. I've only set this up so that way people can do it, not that you should do it. This is a PSA. If you're gonna watch this stream on any platform, put it in horizontal mode. I've only made this format for people who are too lazy to do it anyways, and if you don't like it, this is me formally telling you to not do that. To not do it that way. Oh jeez.
Well, now I want to know how to put the desktop version in vertical mode. Because now I have to know, and I need Twitch to let me fuck my shit all the way up.
I'm sure. You want my suggestion? You hit. I believe you go to Twitch. You go to the fucking page of my shit, and you push F11, and then you hit the little button.
Yeah, I could just put the browser in mobile view. That's true.
Put it in mobile view. I actually don't know what'll happen if you do that.
I mean, I used to use that all the time for work. Generally, it works pretty well. I don't know how to do it in Firefox, though. I've never done it at home. Experimentation.
Don't do this at home, kids. Don't put your shit in mobile mode. Don't watch Listen, this is still an active PSA. Don't watch things in vertical mode. The fact that this is the way that people do things, I advocate not to do it this way. It's objectively wrong. It's sinful. It's just gross. Don't do it. It's bad. It's fucking bad. But welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary, and it's Monday, and we're back in imaginary space. Everybody introduce themselves. Pronouns all.
Hey, hello, I'm Jackson. I'm playing Fred, who is about to reunite with his parents.
Hi, my name is Sean, also known as TK. I'm playing Kolya, who's about to reunite with someone decidedly different.
Wow, I can't believe you didn't use your actual tagline to describe your character, which is nervous and hungry.
I mean, nervous and hungry is correct.
and Fred's is? What is Fred's two adjectives?
I was about to say naked and afraid, but that's just too cliche.
Hope you have your suit on. That wouldn't be good for you.
Angry, but not disgruntled.
That's good. There are worse things. I think there are worse things you could be, especially in this setting. So
color me gruntled.
Well, I guess you could send me color me gruntled, Sean, and we don't have to have a session now. Anyways.
We did it. Jackson, you can go to bed.
We're already halfway through, so honestly...
Halfway through the session?
Okay.
We've done the intro, now we just have to do the outro.
We've done half the content. Yeah.
That's half the content. I don't know what to tell you. Well,
I'll accept 1/3.
We'll actually get started properly. We're in the first half of this session. Where are we at? Where is everybody at? Who wants to start the summary of where we left off?
I feel like my summary is pretty on point. I don't know if we want to do much more pomp and circumstance, but I believe I'm literally on the doorstep of my parents' house.
And I'm on someone very different doorstep.
Uh-huh. Great. But yeah, you guys are each heading independently to two different locations. Uh, there is a slight update slash maybe retcon because I don't remember if I established it, but actually, Fred, you do have access to the car still. Surprisingly, they do actually release you with
Oh, they
access
released
to
the
the
car.
car. Yes.
Okay. It makes perfect sense to me because, well, actually, was it? Because it wasn't a company car. It wasn't a Millsect car. It was literally just like, what was it, a rental car or something like that?
It was a car that you guys found
It
and
was, yeah, we found and repaired it.
reconstituted. Let's be honest.
Right. It was. I was trying to remember what cost money. It was the fuel that cost money. Yeah, that's right. It was the car. So cool. We have a car. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. And Colia, you are back at Daimon Sushi. You were able to make it back, and uh, do you remember any details on what the condition of Daimon was when you returned?
Bad. It looked like it had been sort of accosted, and if I remember correctly, like reboarded up. Like it looked like he had to double down on his bunkering.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Other details to keep in mind is Maison is still at the refugee camp. Joanne is going to actually. She went ahead and let you guys go to um, your parents, Fred, and is heading to the Starbus headquarters. Uh, um, Ooh. Otherwise, Lydia is still with you, Fred, and Quincy is still with you, Colia, and Billy is Billy. My bad, I left him over here.
Billy.
And Billy is
Bill-
right here.
Billy.
Billy is taking a nap right here. He's still in the cup. Billy is still in the cup, everybody.
Can I say something sad?
Sure.
Not that, not sad like that. So
What other sad is there?
Snipping Tools has this really good feature where it can identify text in a snip you've made, and you can like,
Yeah.
it makes it selectable, and you can like copy and paste it places. I use it a lot for like translation assistance or like language learning. But so I was curious because there are some things on the Miro board right now, and I was like, I noticed that Isaac specifically made this wingdings an image so that we can't copy the texts. I wonder if snipping tools can decipher this wingdings for me so that I can copy and paste it somewhere and translate it back into a font that's readable.
Fuck it.
And the answer is no. Snipping tools does not understand wingdings at all.
I was about to be like, well, I was gonna have my session of does anybody have any questions or want to cover, but we were gonna go straight into it and you could interact with it. But yeah, do you have any questions or anything to interact with here?
I noticed there's a lot of eyeballs on this wingdings.
There's a lot of eyeballs on this wingdings. I mean, to part the veil a little bit, yes, there's some shit going on here. But I did specifically use this one because I like checked between the three like different fonts just because I like have a couple available, and this one has the most that make the letters look like they have eyeballs, which I thought was just fun. I thought that was just fun, honestly.
I was gonna ask permission before translating it into a real font. I was just curious if it was possible, and it is not possible. I'm
Okay.
sure there are other tools that could do it, but Snipping Tools doesn't know what the fuck to make of that.
See, this is why I had to put that rule earlier, because I knew you guys were too fucking smart. And
Look,
I was about to
us
fucking roll with it too. I was just like, you gonna translate that? Then we're gonna fucking roll with that. Kolya can do that shit. He can do anything that you can do.
You know, you've told us that you want us interfacing with the board. We're here to interface with the board.
But yeah, there's some stuff. There's also a couple new images that I was able to finally get back. Now that animation is done, you're gonna start seeing more images pop in because I actually have time to draw again. So
I like the new images, by the way. They're good.
Yeah. I hope it helps give better context and actually what you're facing and what you're actually confronting when you confront them.
I think these are some of your creepiest drawings yet.
Thank you.
I also saw that we got responses to our requests to Saya.
You did.
Hold on.
No, yes, you should be able to interact with that. I will put it that way. Is yes, you should be able to interact with that box.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Let me just. No. Ooh, I'm really gonna have to find it that way. That's annoying. Wait, do you not have? Is this the only emoji you don't have? What the fuck? I use this emoji all the time on Discord. What do you mean you don't have it here?
Discord has its own emojis, I think. So some of them. I've masked the password so that people can't see it.
There you go. That's the response you get. Well, Jackson, do you have any questions about the Miro board or anything? Is there anything that catches your eye?
I think we're good. I mean, I like the new art. Do you like the new things? I also appreciate the sparkle for new.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, dude, I hope that
helped a lot.
Helps, yeah. So, to which I mean, you did get a response to yours. If you would like to read it.
Oh yeah, the more time would be great. Yeah. See, your request has been denied at this time. Yeah, because the question was, is this too much or not enough time? And we were confused at what was even being asked, and it was like, more time would be great. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Your request has been denied this time. I apologize for any inconvenience this may have had to your operation. Starbus has been able to afford 120 hours of operation time. That's 5 days. For your assignment, please complete all tasks within 120 hours as of arrival on Tennyson Station. I'm unable to divulge more information at this time. Authorization for such details are reserved to acting officers and supervisors. Note, the functions have become limited at the moment. A service technician has been advised. Please ignore this time. It does not concern operators of my current functionality. Service operation should take priority. You know what? I will reply actually if I can remember the note thing. Sticky note. There we go.
How dare you, Sean?
Concern operators. I had to.
Let's see. I will write. I don't need it to be that big. I'm gonna try to shrink that down a little bit. Let's see. Can I move it? Schmove it? Okay. Follow up. If we had to choose between completing our tasks within 120 hours or
What are you trying to
removing.
ask?
What's up?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Or removing ourselves from a compromised or escaping or leaving leaving on time, which is the priority.
Yeah, I think you're trying to say completing the task after the 120 hours.
Oh yeah. If I had to choose between completing our task after 120 hours or leaving tasks undone, which is the priority. If worse comes to worst. Yeah, completing our task after or leaving tasks.
Is that how that turn of phrase goes? Is it? I've always said worse. I've just literally say if worse comes to worse. Are you supposed to add the T? Have I been missing the T the entire time?
I've always done it the way Jackson does it, but I've also always kind of wondered because
Okay.
there's really no way to make it perfectly make sense, but the way that Jackson's done it here is the way that it's made the most sense to me always.
Yeah, because it's the idea
like
if something
escalating.
bad
Yeah.
something bad gets as bad as it can get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Curiosity. Just out of curiosity there.
Oh yeah. I'll also sign it.
Do we have a
Well.
second AI? Is that what's going on here? Is this why we have a different eye? We have a second AI.
I mean,
Is this a marathon situation?
how to actually? I'll start kind of sliding this into a little bit more diegetic. How does Coley actually respond to seeing that change in notification? What does he notice about that, or how does he feel about it?
I think Kolya is uh I think Kolya is more just sort of passively curious. I honestly think that most of Kolya's attention is on other things, and I don't think that he would register any of this as important.
Sure.
The thought didn't come from me, so I don't think I'll act on it. But my thought would then be to ask, like, how many AI assistants are listening right now? Like asking that to the board.
Uh. Uh.
I might, yeah, I might just give me a guy. Is this my guy? That's my guy.
That's your
That's a
boy.
big ass note. Mm-hmm. Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Okay.
if we get something just like if we just get like a couple eyes or something like that, then I feel like my follow up might be to be like, can you give a form of identification with this?
Do you want
Depends
to?
depends
Oh, go
like
ahead.
how depends on how hard the AI plays. Like, rules is written instead of like spirit of the law kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I feel like I
and
worded my prompt carefully.
okay. Uh, yeah, that you each get the kind of like eyeball and text robber popping up. I'm trying to decide if I want it. One of these, I definitely.
Still hate that word. It's
Yeah,
accurate though.
it's the worst. Why'd they do that? Um, I do think actually one of them is answered fairly quickly. You see how quickly I can do this. You're gonna know my secrets. You're gonna see exactly how I cook the pie.
I feel like the reply to the 120 hours thing is just going to be like, you should complete all tasks, regardless of your health. You sick human flesh bags.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Also, join the singularity. Become one with limbs.
Uh,
That's not really singularity, but you know what I mean.
okay.
Have any of y'all ever done play-by-post?
I tried it. I did try it at one point.
I've never really understood how the flow is supposed to go in play-by-posts with multiple players, but this has got me thinking about play-by-post. And do
I
you
feel
ever
like
do like a sort of non-linear Miro board play-by-post thing that was structured like this?
I'm dang near doing play by post with you sometimes because like a couple times now I've written like paragraphs of like this is what has happened.
Uh-huh. Uh, uh, This is why I probably shouldn't have responded this immediately, but part of me is like, I could do this quickly, and I'm like, maybe I couldn't do it quickly. Maybe I
You're good.
couldn't do it quickly. Okay, yes.
One. Oh, Aquarius.
And that is actually information that you have seen before, as that notation has been found somewhere else on this Miro board. That has actually been mentioned before.
Hmm. Do I remember Aquarius?
Well, there's probably a bunch of Aquarius in the wingdings.
There might be. I was actually going to ask, did you want to read any of that, Sean, since Jackson read his
Oh, I
response?
can read the response out loud. Wait, any uh two artificial intelligence programs are present in this operation. One service agent Saya and one Aquarius serial numbered number 388229 Android. Wait, Android. Is that what Quincy is?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Quincy, is this your eyeball?
Oh boy. You're going to have a question for Quincy immediately. Now,
I mean, I'm with Quincy right now, so.
Mhm.
So yes. When I see that, I will just turn to Quincy and be like, Quincy, do you see this?
I'm imagining that you guys have like just briefly pulled up and you're kind of like reviewing this. Quincy takes a moment and reads over the I'm trying to think of a better word than obviously Miru. There's a better word here. The like
The message board.
the message board. And they do look a little puzzled and they go, well, yes, that is unusual. They The service agent is correct. There are only two present. They're They pause for a moment. As far as I'm aware, the agent should be almost completely independent, operating through purely this software. Due to the restriction that we currently have technologically, we are still on at least a localized network of some kind. So our version that we have currently installed on shuttle is localized until we can return to Starbus, to either Starbus HQ or return to one of the return to one of the trying to think what to call it. One of the inner solar transports. Usually, it's actually updated. All software is usually updated between, so like keep it updated since long distance data transfer is still not the fastest. So actually, one of the first things we probably should have done is double check the firmware and see if there were any updates with Starbus, but unfortunately, even that slipped my mind. I apologize. And we were even running into our own issues regarding that. Hopefully, there hasn't been any degradation, though I wouldn't expect it to look like this if there was any present.
Yes, there is something very strange going on with this right now. Do you have... Don't take this the wrong way, and I apologize if it is too personal, but I am going somewhere with this. Can you tell me your serial number?
Oh, yes, of course. That's not hidden information. In fact, you could probably think of it as. They pause for a second. Actually, they pause for a second and they say, well, I was going to say that would be like my last name, but actually, that'd be more like my given name, I guess. Simply put, serial number 388229.
I see. So, interesting. Okay. Well, in that case, we shall have to see what comes of this.
Point of order really fast. Am I understand? I have that in the right mind, right? Serial numbers are unique to the object, right? They're like the model is consistent, but a serial number denotes one asset of that model.
Correct.
Okay, just
Yeah.
making sure. I was 90% sure I said that right, but I didn't want to say that wrong, actually. So yes, then yeah, what they said is what they meant to say. Like,
Cool.
weirdly,
I
that is their
did
given
also
name.
barely manage to find that information on the board as well. I will say Miro's search function is extremely bad, and it straight up crashed Miro the first time I tried it.
Okay.
So
What's funny
Just-
is it's bad specifically as if this was a good platform in a certain sense, but good specifically in this case because it makes it a challenge to actually interface with it.
yeah.
Uh,
Um.
but yeah.
Yes. So. Okay. I mean, I think that gives me the information I needed as far as like verifying that. I don't think Quincy would know anything about the password for the for Saya. So I'm just gonna leave that alone for now until I have a better idea.
Okay. I was going to also say, did either of you want to read over the other blurbs on the bottom, and have any questions about that?
Other blur. Oh, it's in really all you had down there.
I can read out loud if needed. If
Sure.
desired. String, error, missing nomenclature, file unreadable in current format and architecture, update required to read data properly, insufficient architecture to interpret following data chunk and all related data modules. And then a string of broken text decoding. And then error, data ingestion invalid, error, data architecture incompatible to properly communicate following string of wingdings.
How dare you? I thought I was using wingdings creatively, fucker.
I'm sorry, but we're all millennials here. All of us recognize wingdings on site.
You're fair. It's fair. Hey, does that not make it any more appropriate that this is what I used for my first fucking thing? Listen, I didn't know where else to turn. I needed something to be like, eh?
But what the mailbox do though?
You just gonna have to ingest that data.
There's a bomb with a fuse. There's a mailbox.
What's funny is I actually think
there's two mailboxes. There's a closed mailbox and an open mailbox. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. It's funny. I'm just like, maybe Wingdings was too strong. But yeah. So that'll be something to pick and sneeze at whenever you or anyone has any thoughts.
I huh. I mean, I've got like a first crack at it, but I don't think anything makes any sense.
Wait, what are you thinking?
A crack at it. What do you mean?
I'm curious. Yeah.
Like a decryption of it.
How accomplished?
How? No surprise. Or robots. Or robot overlords.
Did you feed this to a robot, you son of a bitch?
I fed it to Google, and Google is all robots these days.
Every robot, it's all me.
Yeah, I mean, Google these days literally is just like Copilot, ChatGPT, basically, and Google image search. That being said, maybe to Isaac's pleasure, I don't know if I like the phrasing that. Actually, I'm going to back that up. Maybe to Isaac's delight. There we go. That's the better word. It doesn't really produce anything really readable. So I can at least make a little sticky note of it, and
Now I'm curious.
let's see. Hot pink.
It's worth bearing in mind there will be nonsense words in here.
Oh yeah. Well, it's all nonsense according to
It's all nonsense here.
According to our robot overlord. So I'm impressed, actually, if it's a puzzle within a puzzle. Like, if this actually doesn't crack it, and
there's a problem immediately, which is that the wingdings is just being skipped in some places.
Oh, is it? That's funny, you're right.
Yeah, like the end of line 1 shows the end of line 1 in the original image, and then line 2 starts with line 3. So that line that's all wingdings is just entirely missing from this translation.
Yep. That is pretty bad, you're right.
What's funny is Google does seem to read this as some weird, like, scripting, so I've done something really right. Holy shit.
I mean, I'm tempted. Here's the thing. I'm not like an expert cryptographer or anything, but I think that cryptography is interesting, and I am tempted to just sit here and try and decode this manually by hand.
Yeah, like, if this is what the session is, I don't mind.
I'll refrain, but just know that while Jackson is having his turn, this is probably what I'm going to be doing, is manually trying to decode this.
Oh boy. That's... Huh. Go for it. I'm going to say go for it. Fuck it. Also,
held a message for using channel blocked terms.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Sean, for setting that up. That's so nice. Go to hell.
That was actually really funny. I remember the other day when you were like, why is this here twice? It was like streaming.
Well, what drives me crazy too is that the one with the fucked up weird S that I don't even know where that comes from.
It was like an italic S or something like that, I think is what it was.
Yeah, but it's like in a base font. Like it's like a distinct character. But anyway, that was the first one I did. So that's why it never worked, is because apparently the first one I ever tried to grab that name out of
was
using the like weird hacky bypass thing. And that's why it never worked.
That is funny. You found the exception to the rule out the gate, and then nobody ever did it again.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's because nobody has to use wingdings like this. I was clever. Whatever the case.
Anyway.
Yeah. Let's get in there. Anyway,
something's in service on Titan Station and status is unknown.
Yes. I mean, what's funny is that does actually, like, clarify some things. So you did get something of value out of this, Jackson.
Really?
What fucks me up is some of the normal text is missing too, I think. Because the 91... Oh, no, there it is. Never mind. I just got confused.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho.
Anyways, yeah. I think unless anybody has any other questions, who first? Who go first?
You know what? I'll put me in, coach. Actually, that depends. How do you want to decode now or decode later?
I was gonna say no. Please continue. I have business to attend to.
I've done the worst thing I could for specifically both of our players, which is give something just interesting enough that they'll want to interface with it. Damn. All right.
I do love the idea that, like, over there, Gojo or Kujo or whatever his name was over Daimon is just like, it's like, hey, do you hear that? And you're like, yeah, no, I hear that. Let me, yeah, no, get back to me in like 5 minutes.
Sorry, I've found something to busy myself with. This is not intentional.
Oh
Yes,
shoot!
yeah, that's I tried to attach it to. That's fine. You put it back. That's fine.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Oh wait, did you move that or did I fuck that up?
How dare you? Breaking everything already.
I don't think I long clicked anything.
All right.
Watch my parents be as country as I am, where I walk in and I'm like, "My, hey there," and they're just, I just see like dad with the beer look, my boy.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Fred, you are currently on Rhea. You recently just were getting out of a conversation at the precinct in Rhea with what seemed with the Milsec chief of Rhea Pylon, Chief Ingleshed. Not too long ago, you were released with parts of your gear. They did confiscate some of it, but as you go through your gear, you find that you do still have access to the vehicle you rode in here. It seems that they had brought it with you. One of the other officers had driven it back, and it is currently sitting in just like a parking place. How evil do I want to be? How
Is it in the parking place or is it in the boardwalk?
I'm checking that. If that is accurate, you know what? I will be a little evil to lead into the setting. Fred, you only have 100 credits left, correct?
Well, if that. I thought I might have actually thrown in all of my credits into the. Because does it say 100 credits on my profile or on my character sheet or?
It says 100 on your profile sheet. I'm trying to remember if you. Oh no, yeah, it does. You have a second one that says 0 on your actual. Okay, so never mind. I won't be evil then.
Yeah, I want to say we literally, if I remember correctly, I want to say every single one of us compiled together our credits, and we still didn't have enough to get this thing a 100% completely full tank of gas. It was like
Gotcha.
it was like a 90% tank or something like that. We got real close. We got like 380 credits out of 400 or something, pretty close. But yeah, I mean, we literally have our credit pile there and our minus 400 from charging cars. So all the math, yeah, that's everybody's credits all together.
Okay, then never mind. I was thinking of being evil, but I already told you that you still have access to the car, so now I don't want to be. I only wanted to be evil if it was actually possible. Then
I didn't want to feel good. I wanted to feel evil.
I wanted to feel evil today. I'm sorry. You do still have access to your vehicle. Surprisingly, they haven't like restricted it or anything.
Honestly, I probably will just park it somewhere. Like if it's reasonable to walk, especially with like how packed in this place is. If it's reasonable to walk, and knowing the fact that I've got 0 credits on my body, I might just actually park it somewhere and just trek over to Barrett's place.
If you have that thought, I will say that either way, you will be slowed down by how dense traffic is either way. I won't discourage you from doing that. I'll just say the most immediate consequences is that you would save time if you drove. The Hydrate Man is here, so drink your water.
Are you drunk a while ago?
I can't be now when Hydrate Man appears.
I can't be more hydrated. It's impossible.
That's not how this works. Drink again. Hydrate Man is here to make you drink.
You know what? I'm gonna message my wife and say they're telling me to drink. You drink. I can't.
But the most immediate consequence is that it will take you longer. But
I know we're on a time crunch, but is it like a big enough time crunch that I'm like, ah, man, it's going to be too long?
I think to make it, I'll put it this way.
I'm also thinking about the gas thing as well. Like, do I want to have my car nearby? Because
that's a valid thing that would save the energy on it to make sure that it wouldn't go die on a in an inconvenient time.
I mean, it's both directions because like I don't want it to die at an inconvenient time by overusing it now. But also maybe I want to have it close by because if stuff hits the fan, maybe I need the car close by.
It would actually take you an additional hour to get there. Roughly. I'll just say that straight up. It would take you an additional hour to walk there. The place that your parents are located, that you do know this, is they are located on the second deck, and right now you're located on the third deck. So they're a deck above you, in a senior center called I have it written here on the Miro board.
You know what? In that case, yeah, I know I'm kind of dancing back and forth with you, but I'll just say sure, I'll take the card because like I can't imagine trying to run for an hour to recover a car. Like parking it somewhere and running for an hour to be like, oh guys, let's just get to that car real quick, and it's just like a 3-mile sprint.
So yeah, you take the car. It still is like I will say that it is the traffic is dense enough that they do slow you down, and it still takes you like 30 to 40 minutes to actually get there. Which is
sure.
They are currently located at something called the Pomegranate Homes.
That's a nice. Are they in an old folks home these days?
Yes, I guess you want to call it that. But yes, your parents are actually pretty old. Your mom is about 77 years old, and your dad is 87. So they're getting older.
Jeez, Dad, I forgot that you married that much younger. That's fair. I mean, it happens. I'm not even. It happens. My dad was 10 years older than my mom in real life. But so honestly, just to kind of paint the picture with you. So when I say old folks home, because there's like you know the whole like a bunch of people live in one place, and it's like a nursing home or a senior center or something like that. However you want to phrase it, nursing facility. But I know as well, depending on your financial status and your mobility, there are also like semi-assisted living, where like you basically have your own like house or apartment, and then like somebody will come to help out if you like need help? Like, are they in like a nursing facility, or do they have like a meager like apartment or something like that, or?
Yeah. I would say,
Probably doesn't matter too much, but
I mean, I'm actually that's a fair point. That when you arrive there, so you're moving through Rhea, which, as you know, does seem to be much more densely packed than it was before.
yeah.
You kind of start approaching on the second deck, and as you approach where your parents are located, it does appear to be a kind of a combination. They have like a small nursing facility located nearby, but it does seem to be a block or two of kind of apartment style housing located on the second deck, with things
Okay.
like there also seem to be like, as you're kind of sitting in this portion of the deck, the second deck overall actually seems to be in pretty nice condition, honestly. Like, the crowding is noticeably less here. There doesn't seem to be much of any crowding at all. A lot of the streets seem particularly nice, actually, comparative to, even regardless of the crowding in the lower decks 3 and 4. The condition overall seems much nicer. Though, as you were coming into Rhea, overall, it seemed like even the condition of Rhea itself is a bit nicer than what Titan was like. Um,
Were my parents more well off than I remembered? I forgot how well. It's frankly, I don't think I had any concept of how wealthy they were,
you
or maybe I
know,
was sending them money.
you
Oh my
actually.
god, wingdings is a sin. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I just realized there's two different vertical black diamonds that one is just slightly more elongated than the other, and that's why I've been having so much trouble.
I did. Oh,
I'm so
you're
mad.
right. Yeah, there's like a vertically narrow, and then there's like a vertically square, or then a full square one. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I just
Sorry,
straight up
you can
didn't know that.
continue. I realized that why none of this has been making sense so far.
And it can't have anything to do with the fact that it's in wingdings.
Ultimately that's the root cause, but some fundamental assumptions have been made here about some of these words that turned out to not be true because I wasn't distinguishing between the different vertical black triangles or vertical black diamonds.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yep. I see what you mean.
You know,
Because there's a fat one and a thin one. Yeah.
definitely table that, because weirdly, um, I know how I can canonize what will happen depending on how accurate you like get your translation. Trust me. I actually I could I'm seeing into the Matrix for a second, and I'm like, no, this makes total sense actually, especially if Coley is able to pull this off. Anyways, continuing.
We win the video game if we win this.
Yes, darn. This is the win state. How'd you know?
You've come undone.
I will say that ads are happening, and you
Okay.
get an advertisement for Pomegranate Homes,
Mm-hmm.
which says that it is one of the most comfortable living centers in Tennyson Station for those with advanced or restricted living conditions. They boast comfortable living settings and affordable housing for those in need. And when it goes to the whole advertisement, you see the brief branding of Rosebud at the end, and then the advertisement just ends.
Rosebud.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a loved one? Do you have a loved one that is old as shit?
I just like, do you have a loved one? Do you? Do you?
Do you? I'm looking at you, Jimmy.
Uh-huh.
I'm making eye contact.
Jimmy
Call us today.
Jimmy World Eater? Nobody talks about the Eldritch being Jimmy World Eater.
Yeah, that is what Jimmy.
I still think that Jimmy World Eater is a treasure.
Mm.
Now here's where
You would
I
expect.
No, you. Actually, you go. What do we
You
expect?
would expect Jimmy Eats World to sing more songs about the World Eater. Like, it's a surprisingly lack in discography, but we take what we can get.
So that's the question then, is do you think it's like a Cthulhu situation where he's trying to, like, petition to the Eldritch being? You don't think that he's not the Jimmy World Eater. He's
Yeah.
trying to call upon him.
I feel like it's if someone named their band Cthulhu kind of deal. Like, I feel like he is trying to petition this being. I don't think he is the largest friend. I think that, yeah. So for the fact that he, chose this eldritch outer planar being, there's almost nothing about him in the literature.
I was about to say, now here's the real question is if he's basing his music based on summoning him, what kind of eldritch being is he trying to summon, and are they going to be happy or sad if they got it right or wrong? I just straight up, I'm like, at first I was like, I'm pretty I should know this. They're a musician. I just don't know what they're... I'm sure I've heard a song by them once.
Well,
or twice.
the top...
Middle is like the big one.
What's up?
The middle, that's like their big song.
Yeah. So their top 10 songs are Pain, Sweetness, The Middle, Hear You Me, Bleed American, A Praise Chorus, 23, Work Just Tonight, 555.
The middle is the one that's like, it just takes some time, little girl. You're in the middle of the
okay.
Everything will be just fine. That's Jimmy World.
Okay, yeah, I definitely.
And you know what? That is a really reassuring song when you're about to be consumed.
Uh-huh. by Jimmy World Eater. Uh-huh. I do love the thought, because there's that wonderful, like, comment thread in which, like, an eldritch being is just seeing a bunch of ants chanting its name, and it wakes up and is like, what the fuck? So I'm just imagining an eldritch being listening to their music and just being like, what? Huh? What? Huh?
I was going to eat this planet, but this fucking slaps.
Goddamn. The last thing you hear before the world winks out of existence. Fuck. Goddamn.
It's got the same vibes as Tom Cardy's "I Don't Work Here."
That is a good one.
Mm-hmm. Now he's summoning a different eldritch being, and we know that. We do know that.
True, yeah.
He's his only follower. Anyways, welcome back from ads, everyone. As you had asked, the economic status of your parents. I will say.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah. They could be well off, and I just forgot.
Your father was actually here, let me make sure I got my facts.
Did he have a pension? Do those exist in the space future?
I couldn't tell you because I don't know what one of those looks like.
They stopped right before we entered the workforce. And it
Yay!
hurts. I started my first job, and my company made a whole newsletter about how they were freezing pensions. Like they were just like, hey, yeah, you people have been here for 30 years. Your pension's no longer going to grow. We're not taking it away. It's just not going to get any bigger.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't have any.
Sorry, I got really real there for a second. My bad.
No, the answer is definitely not then. um, uh, but things you do know about your parents is they both did leave fairly successful careers. Your dad actually being uh, one of the one of the main founding teams of engineers that worked on Tennyson Station itself. Actually, it's part of the reason that he's here. They eventually moved away from Tennyson, but due to his ties to Tennyson, they were able to petition for assisted living after a certain point, because you also know that your dad has actually been struggling with a heart condition for a while now.
Jeez.
So he was able to he and his mother or he and your mother were able to scrounge together a sort of living plan through Tennyson through his ties working with Tennyson all those years ago, back when the station was being built. Your mom was also a successful botanist, and she actually worked through Rosebud. She worked through a couple of different companies on and off through her career. She was actually kind of hopping around a lot. But one of them she did work through was Rosebud, as well as a couple other places. And she did a lot of work in kind of interstellar application of horticulture. So it's not she was like studying plants on other planets, but how to move like plants and like be able to generate plants in non-Earth settings and non-terrestrial settings. That's one of her main focuses that she worked on a lot.
Dang, she was the Martian.
She figured out how to grow potatoes on Mars, and everyone says that Martian potatoes fucking suck. That's canon now.
Yeah, she figured out. So she figured out that, and I agree. They probably suck. It's one of those like you try to boil that, mash that, stick it in the stew, and you're like, it's sustenance. That's what we got today. But it's also cool that Dad was a scientist.
He wasn't a scientist. He was a blue collar worker.
He's blue collar.
He was a blue collar engineer. He still went to school and has like a lot of technical expertise, but he actually did not get a degree. I will say he didn't get like a formal bachelor in science. He has a lot
blue collar. Sorry. Blue collar engineer is a very fascinating thought in my brain, because I thought, for some reason, most engineers are white collar. I don't know.
That's fair. I forget that I'm using engineer here in like almost like a
like a mechanic,
like a space mechanic sense. So like he probably worked alongside full engineers, as well as has like a background in some engineering. Fuck it. I'll canonize this. He did fail out of engineering school, so he ended up having to turn to blue collar mechanic work, and was a lot more of the like physical labor side of setting up Tennyson. He might have eventually ranked up to do some like management stuff, and maybe started working on engineering through Tennyson, but not because he got a formal education for it.
I like that kind of a rebound. Yeah, no, that's super possible. Literally, Savannah's dad did that whole deal of work from the bottom, started from the bottom. Now you're here.
And he didn't get a pension.
No, he did actually.
No, I'm sure he did, but your dad didn't.
Oh right, yeah, 100%, yeah. Yeah, Isaac over here having me question my life of like, am I blue collar? Am I white collar? What collar?
What collar
I mean,
are
I
you?
guess-
Are you our red collar? You don't want to be the red collars. We don't talk about the red collar engineers here.
I mean, I guess I literally am white collar today. Like, this is my undershirt. I took off my dress shirt because I'm home, and
we don't talk about the terracotta soldiers in the Tennyson station. We don't talk about the red collar engineers here. But yeah. Any other details you want me to add about Hia folks?
No, I've been belaboring this. I feel like my brain's probably a bit scattered, but I appreciate all the details and yeah.
Actually, give me a second. I'm just gonna make some notes because I will forget this.
I can ask you the color of my dad's collar every time.
As long as we're having this moment, can I express yet further frustration with wingdings?
Sure.
Sure.
There's a third vertical black diamond.
Oh yeah.
I thought that it was like upper and lower case or something. I was just like, I don't know, maybe Isaac's doing some weird shit. No, there's straight up 3 different characters in Wingdings that are just different vertical black triangles. Or vertical black diamonds. Maybe even 4.
Yeah, I see 2 of them, and there are ones that are different sizes. So I noticed the ones that are different sizes.
Yes. So there's 2 different sizes and 2 different shapes that are in each size. So there's 4 total.
That's funny.
It's madness.
Anyways, so yeah, you pull up to Pomegranate. Other things that you kind of like notice is that there's kind of a homier, cozier atmosphere. There's even a little as you look out into Tennyson across this deck, and you look up through one of these kind of large skylights that let in a lot of natural light. Noticeably more now that you're on the second deck, though not as much as if you were on the first deck, where a giant glass dome kind of curves above. There is even a bit of artificial gardening. Like there's a planted area with plenty of natural terrestrial plants that has been curated. Feel nice. It feels
I
nice.
look at them. Feels nice. I look at them and I'm like, that's my mom's plants. It probably is not.
I'd say as you inspect them closely, you look at a flower. Let's say some reason a hibiscus. I'm gonna like the fanciest flower I'm gonna think of is for some reason a hibiscus. But like if you look on like one of the, you look closely and like on the other underside of one of the petals the leaves, uh you see the branding for da, 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 da. interplanetary agriculture.
Oh, okay. Maybe they are her plants actually, because that was. I take a look at that and I'm like, I don't actually say anything to Lydia, but I just sort of note it like, oh, here's the you.
All right. What's the first thing that Fred does when he arrives?
Yeah, I think I'll just talk to Lydia and say, hey, uh, I haven't seen them for a long time, and I wish I were better at writing them than I was, but I'm not a bad son. I just wish it. I just wish I'd made them a big priority.
She, as she's listening, she's kind of twiddling her thumbs. Check something. Let me check something. Make a note of it.
What their names?
No, I was just. I'm reading. I'm reading something to make sure I get some details right.
What's funny is I remember my mom's name. I'm trying to remember if I remember my father's name. Am I Freddie? Am I Freddie Jr.? Is his name also Frederick? No, it's not. It's something else.
Swear if I didn't write it here, but I do. The thing that comes to mind. Yeah.
Harold and Sheila are their names.
Harold. Yeah, that is correct. I was about to say Harold, but I was like, I should have written it here, and I did in fact write it there. So I do take good notes sometimes, even if they're scattered like a blistered shotgun, whatever that means. But she kind of twiddles her thumbs and says, if it's any consolation, I mean, I haven't really spoken to either of my parents recently either. Sure, it'll be fine.
Yeah, time gets away from you. It just happens.
Time and frankly just trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah, he's still working on. I'll ask you later actually about that if that's all right. I I'm really excited to go see them. I'm excited to have someone meet them. I'm sure they're not as quick on their feet as they used to be, uh, but they'll be happy to see a guest, especially someone that's still got some energy and some pep in their step.
Yeah, and sure they'll be happy to see you, and whatever the case,
I'm washed up
glad
dog waters. What?
glad we'll get him out of here, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's the hope. I'm really glad we brought the car because honestly, I can't imagine trying to get my parents to walk an hour just to get into a car. So
She pauses when you say that and says, yeah, that definitely wouldn't have worked out either way. I am working on trying to figure out how exactly we could transport them. I would just need to be able to assess any condition of your parents and what they would need. Do you have any background on them? You haven't really told me anything about them, actually.
No, they were pretty. They were doing pretty all right the last time I was. I mean, it's been about 15 years since I've been like back here. We keep up now and then with like video and stuff. So it's not like I haven't seen their faces. Like I've seen, I've sent transmissions, I've seen videos, I've sent videos. I try to do that at least once a month at worst. But that's why I say I wish I could be better.
I see.
I think Pop's got a heart thing, so we probably got to watch out for that. But otherwise, they think they're doing all right. Hopefully.
Okay. Oh, the only other thing you know is that your mom, she seemed pretty healthy, just kind of general aging wear. So like she mainly just complains about her joints.
Mm-hmm. They had me in a really advanced age because if I remember, Fred I think was like somewhere around 35, give or take. So the fact that his father's 87 means Pops was north of 50 when he had his son. It happens. Once
And you're an
again,
only child. We don't gotta think about this. You know what? The more I'm like, hey, the math kind of works out in the setting. We don't gotta think about that.
my actual IRL dad was 42. So like, you know, it's not like if he were still around, he'd be closing in on his 80s. Honestly,
You don't have to worry about how the first 20 years of his marriage went.
so I was probably an accident. They were both of them were probably just like we're not having kids, and then she got pregnant, and it was just like, we're keeping it, and he was just like, okay.
Mhm. Um, I didn't, I didn't define this. As you're heading up to, because it's not difficult. You're able to find like a visitor center and able to find a like registry and where he's staying. Like it's pretty open. Um, there are like nurses and nursing agents, the occasional other android that you see from time to time that look about this. Some look like older models that are much more robotic, but you do see newer models that are similar to Quincy with slightly varied hairstyles, slightly varied skin tones, but generally the same design. They still have they still have a mechanical portion of their face where they don't have a visible mouth, and they have the same kind of like leg design that Quincy does, and same general body shape. Some of them are a little bit different in shape from time to time, as far as
Yeah.
their I would say like mainly their upper body.
Okay. So we got some Quincy's hanging around here. And is this a direct line? Like, do I have to go through a building to get to their little apartment thing, or is it like an external facing door?
I'll say it's an external facing door. That the this like block has been specifically designed just for this. So it is still an open like living center, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll say every building has like access to like a small like infirmary or pharmacy or medical station, but it's much smaller than like if it would be like a hospital or something.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. I can vibe with that. Yeah, without further ado, I think I just knock on the door.
As you are approaching, what so what if you want to talk about this now, I'm curious. Uh, what is Fred's general relationship with either or with his dad?
Positive. Um, they are vaguely aware of my current family situation. Um, and I think that they are they're sympathetic to me because I'm their son, but they love, their daughter-in-law and their granddaughter, if that makes sense. So like, it's not like they dislike me. They like me, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I take third. I think their own son takes third. If he had to rank us. So that's
Okay.
probably my relationship with my dad and my parents in general.
Okay, I was gonna say, what about you, mom? What about you, ma'am?
I think my mom still, I think she wishes that I think secretly she wishes that I would have been like a not more traditional, like this gig economy thing is really common, but I think she wishes that I would have just like been, a corporate 9 to 5 kind of guy. And I mean, like, there was a part of my life where I kind of was, but like, if that had actually been my whole life instead of this whole hop on a planet, do a job, go join Milsec for, a contract and go escort, go do something with Rosebud and inject a medicine into something, or maybe myself or whatever, and all this random stuff for the past, gosh, 10 years basically at this point.
Okay.
Almost, not quite 10 years. It's been less than 10 years. It's been less than 5. So I guess she's just been sad about the last few years of my life. Yeah, it's been about 4 or 5 years, I think. That I've just been basically kind of a drifter.
Okay. Yeah. So you arrive at their kind of um their housing unit, and you knock on the door, um, and you hear the voice of a woman say, you hear the voice of a woman say, "Hello." I'm trying to think how to do this voice. Give me a second.
You don't have to force it too hard. It is funny
I'm
to hear you
I'm
try to be the.
Listen, I can
You
do my bad southern accent, you son of a whiskey sucking toad
just kind of
fucker.
so just grab your throat and like grab your throat, stretch it out, and pull it down as hard as you can, just like that. Just grab it and pull it, and you're almost there. And then you just kind of lead into it.
Ah, son of a
Hello there. It's good to see you.
You hear
That's
the
how
voice.
I do that voice. But for anybody For any time we've ever done that on stream, that's the behind the scenes. That it's literally just me, just like, hi there. Yeah,
I didn't know
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I didn't know you physically adjusted yourself there.
I sure do. That's not all natural. That is some physical maneuvering.
But you hear the voice of a woman say, over kind of like an intercom, you hear a voice say, "Hello, who goes there?" You hear a voice say, "Hmm."
Oh, if she says who goes there, I'm ready to answer.
No. Kind of. Yeah, you hear a voice say, "Hello, who's there?"
Um, there are two of us, and um, this is a Fred Jones who is looking to see his parents.
Fred, is that you? Oh my
Yeah,
god, what? There's
surprise.
you hear stammering, and there's a moment and a soft hiss as and then as the door is unlocked and it opens, and your mom is standing before you. She is apparently I'm making up more on the fly than I expected to today. Uh,
I just look at her and I say, "Mom, are you still taller than me, even with all the bone shrinkage and stuff?"
you know, not I'm not as tall as I used to be, but I think I've still got an inch on you, old Bart.
Oh man.
What 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 are you doing here? We haven't heard from you recently. You didn't tell us you were gonna be here, Fred. What are you
Well,
doing here?
it's not for lack of trying. If I'm being honest, like, sit down. I don't want you standing. I don't want you to throw out your back anymore. That's probably already been tossed. Is it okay? This is Lydia. She's a coworker.
Oh, I see. And she looks at Lydia, and she just says, "Oh, hi, Lydia. I have a last name." Um,
Don't don't worry, Mom. I swear, just coworker. There ain't nothing silly.
this Lydia just says, "Yeah, I'm just here to help. I'm just here to help your son, if possible, and help you and your son." And she looks your mom looks a little puzzled for a second and says, "Help? What what do we need? What's going on, Fred?"
Um, how much time you got to catch up? Because the short version is that I've been trying to reach you for a while, Ma. Like, I don't know how much of my my communications have been getting through, all my mail, all my stuff, but I've been sending stuff for a while, and but things have been getting weird here. Um,
To slightly put you on the spot, when do you think the last time you sent a message was?
I would say at this point, especially as I was like starting to hear the rumor mill, I would say that I was sending a message at least once a week. So within So within the last 7 days, I tried to send something, and I was like it used to be like at least once a month, but with all the rumors and stuff, I really like started picking it up to like send out like some piece of mail, some piece of email, communication, letter, whatever it is, like at least once a week. So probably about 4 or 5 times over the last month. And if we're talking last 2 or 3 months, it's probably closer to about 10 times over the last 3 months.
She says, "Oh, we haven't received anything from you or anyone. Uh,
Wow,
unfortunately, it seems
when's
that communication has been restricted for
I'm
Rhea at the moment, so we've been slightly isolated because of that."
I'm sorry, Ma. When's the last time you got something from me? Was it a couple weeks, couple months?
Hmm. I couldn't say for certain. I mean, it was a couple of months ago, I think. We didn't really think anything of it. Sometimes it does take time to hear from
No,
you
yeah.
from time to time, but we just assumed that you were busy or something.
Nah, I'm always busy, but I'm never too busy for y'all. And plus, I think a couple months ago, if I'm remembering, I don't think any of this was a twinkle in my eye. Like I think I was just more or less writing you guys to tell you that I had a pulse, and I was just working a job. I don't think there was really anything exciting going on back then. I was just making sure you two were still kicking as well. Pretty much
Well,
the standard check-in. Hi, hello.
we, she kind of laughs when you say that and just says, "Well, I mean, it is a relief to see you here, even if we weren't really prepared. I do apologize if there's a bit of a mess about, but
No, dude, I got a good back. If you got some dishes you need done, I could wash up or sweep up, or I can go run to the grocery store or something if you need me to.
yeah, if you want to do that, I'd say you can spend like around an hour kind of helping out, and you would like recover. How much stress do you have right now?
I think I'm actually at the minimum. I haven't rolled a lot, I haven't rolled a lot, um, and also that one time that I rolled to recover stress, I recovered like maximum. I think it was like 4 or something like that, like on a D4.
Dang, I got to get you to roll more. Well, I will say make it. I will say like on your own gear. Fuck it. If you want to do this, you can spend like an hour doing this. Kind of like catching up with your mom and your parents.
I got something
And
for you.
what?
They got a wall socket. I plug in the electricity projector. Charge that baby.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'd be able to fully charge it in that time too. And while you're doing that, put a note on I will say like your gear on your next um I'll say I don't want to do this. So I still want you to get something out of that. Like,
I feel
you
like a
know,
full charge is pretty nice, but yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
a full charge is enough because it's like, oh, you'd recover stress, but you wouldn't recover. You
I
know
mean,
what? You just feel cozy. Yeah.
I was gonna say, this is getting into house rule, home rule stuff. If you want to say that going to my literal parents' like house, can bump me one below the standard minimum, like down to 1 instead of the minimum of 2.
You found nirvana. You're the most
Yeah,
comfortable you've been.
That is house rule though. That is, not how the game works.
I think having the electricity projector charge is probably the best. That's a good idea. Actually, that's a perfect resource gain for that. So yeah, you can spend time catching up and like helping around the house and charging the electricity projector. And I will say like that'll take you about an hour.
Yeah.
And I actually think this is a good time now to switch to Folia.
I'm mixed. I'm actually mixed on that because it's like I feel like we barely started the scene with the parents, but at the same time we've also been on my scene for like 2 hours, so there is that.
Fair. Yeah, I'm trying to at least keep it, ping-ponging, so that way there's a decent split, but
and also I do have to pee, so you know what, fair.
See, you're welcome. But thank you. Coley, are you down and ready for a scene?
You have no idea what I've done.
What? Now I need to know.
I'm just gonna send you, and I can read this out loud for chat's benefit if you want. I'm just gonna copy and paste the notepad file I've got so far for you.
Post it into make a post-it note in the
I'll put a
Miro.
post-it note on the board.
On the board.
Of where I'm at so far.
I'm curious now.
That text gets real small. Hold on.
Oops, no, don't worry about that.
So there's where I'm at so far.
Oh my god, no fucking way. Oh my god. Holy shit, Sean. Okay, Sean, you're gonna get some. Holy fuck. Dude, you've outdone yourself, you crazy motherfucker, because I definitely know how this is gonna actually go. So,
I've not left yet. This is too interesting.
This let me pull up my own resources. I don't even think I have to, because you are this is where I'm like, I'm glad I did this way, because I knew too well. Let's see. Okay, good. All right. So you and Quincy have pulled up to Daimon, and as you pulled up, you did get the notifications that you had some responses, as well as some other things that have popped up on your kind of Starbus work terminal that you have. I'd say like it's like a little work PDA. And you've actually been now, I would say like this took you about you Quincy was like getting ready to actually step out of the car. How do you go about doing this? Because I will say this did take you some time, but I'll explain.
Yeah, I mean, it took me, that whole hour or whatever in real time. I will say, hold on a moment. I think that, can we say actually, because this is fun, I've been like decoding in a very different way alien texts in previous sessions. Can I say that like I'm, rather than like going through the very methodical process of like manually cryptographically decoding this, can I like, is there some way that we can finagle this, that I'm like vision questing this?
A little bit. So when you first see, I will say like when you first see the message that Saya has generated here, it is in It is in an anglicized like font like this, but the thing that you've noticed is like you assess correctly that it's less that Saya has seemingly corrupted data and more like it's trying to present information, but it can't. Like it just can't. It somehow has data, and I'll just straight up say like you are interfacing more with the terminal, and you were able to get it to generate the data the way that it should actually look, and it does not look like what has been generated by Saya. Saya has just generated something as best as it can, and it was wingdings, and it was wingdings. But what you actually see seems to be similar, but it is similarly structured to the artifact. And as you're kind of like looking through it, you're starting to get a clearer mind and processing like what you're starting to read on it. And it does present a lot more dryly, if that makes sense. So it's not like you're getting discrete words, but it does feel like you're decrypting it as like kind of an alien scripting of some kind. And over time, you are able to assess a way to translate it from this alien data into anglicized. And I can confirm what you have here are things that are there. There are things on this that are correct.
I will I'll just say to Quincy as Quincy's like getting ready to get out of the car, I'll just say, hold on a moment. There's something. I think there's something strange going on with Saya. This might need to take priority.
I understand. I'll at least turn the engine off and keep the doors locked. I'll keep an eye out.
I appreciate that. There is... Quincy, and I show Quincy the thing. What does this look like to you? And I'm showing Quincy not my translation, but like the thing that Saya posted. Or assuming that was Saya, I guess actually there's nothing to indicate Saya had anything to do with that. Anyway, that's fun. I'm showing Quincy the wingdings.
Quincy does look it over, and they say, yes, I saw that earlier when you pointed out that there was something peculiar happening with Saya at the moment. They pause. From what I can understand, what is being kind of displayed here, though I'm not 100% certain at this exact moment when or why this would happen, but it seems that Saya has taken on some kind of data packet. I don't know when or where that would have been uploaded into their kind of memory bank or their database.
Oh, that's an excellent question. We should ask, and I'll post this on there as well. Should ask where these came from. Who uploaded this packet, or where did Saya get this information from?
Quincy nods and says, actually, that would be a very good idea. They pause and say, I'm trying to make a decision if Quincy would have this information or not. They say, because they also notice the request that you made. From this access point, I personally wouldn't be able to. Well, I could try asking Saya directly or communicating with them. They and I communicate from time to time, actually.
Actually suggest it's probably for the best to minimize your contact with Saya at this moment. If there is something wrong with Saya, or if something has contaminated Saya's processes, I don't want you to be affected as well.
Fair. I will say, peculiarly, it seems that she... One of the things that is peculiar about whatever has happened, whatever this response she has generated based on the information that has been uploaded to the data pad, she's pulling on something that is presenting as corrupted data, but is more like the data's unreadable. I can certainly say that what's here is... Do you actually show them... I'll say, like, you were able to generate, like, what this is being pulled from, like the actual string of code that that generated whatever happened here. I'm gonna say, like, you were able to figure that out and able to generate it.
I'm almost nervous to do that. Like, I actually don't want to get Quincy too involved in this. Because I think the worst outcome here would be for Quincy to wind up going down a rabbit hole and getting corrupted.
And we don't want that to happen to any more digital intelligences now, would we? Okay. They just say, without looking exactly at the source material that Saya is pulling this from, I can't say exactly what or why it would be generated this way. Maybe it is corruption, but I wouldn't know what would have caused that anyways. But I do think at least getting a registry on where this might have come from would be a good idea.
Let us see if Saya can get us some more information on this. In the meantime, and I, like, sort of am just staring at the text and sort of, like, unfocusing my eyes, and I'm just like, just give me some time.
Okay. I will say, as you kind of pick up on that, you do feel a lightheadedness that isn't like you're inoperable or anything, but you definitely do feel a slight bit hazier than you did before. And as another note, you start noticing that there are certain kinds of objects and phrase that as you're, like, kind of picking through this information on Saya's end, that you also are picking up on the artifact. So
Okay.
As you kind of conclude that conversation, though, you do hear outside a garbage can get knocked over, and Quincy just says, "Either way, at least for the moment, we should probably shelf this until we can come back to it at a more opportune occasion."
All right, let us see if our friend is doing okay.
You guys get out of the car and head up to Daimon. The same camera that you saw before is still there. And what do you do actually to try to get his attention?
I will, because I don't want to make too much noise, but I do want to like lightly knock on, whatever amounts to a door at this point, and then I'll just like wave at the camera.
Okay. You kind of lightly tap, and there's still a hollow kind of wrapping as you knock on the front door for Daimon, and you wave at the camera, and there's a moment pause. When you do that, there is noticeably stillness in the air, and then shortly later, you hear the unlocking of the door as Cujo kind of opens a crack in it and says, "Okay, get inside quick."
I get inside quick.
Yeah, you guys get inside quick. They one second. They hurriedly like kind of usher you inside and then close and bolt the door kind of quickly and timidly. And they say, "Honestly, I am a bit relieved to see you back here. Yeah, yes. Honestly, a little surprised. I mean, it wasn't recent I saw you, but it wasn't long ago either."
How are you holding up?
I
And an
mean,
ad plays for a therapeutic medication.
it's for space acupuncture. Yeah,
Oh no.
get those pressure points, stab those joints. Get right in there. Release all of the capillaries of your bones and fingers.
I don't think you want to release your capillaries.
Why not?
Do you ever just become a jellyfish? That's what happens when you release all of your pressure.
Uh-huh. I will say, we wait until after ads are done, but I am curious, do you want to read over and process what you have so far, or do you want to wait on that?
I mean, I'm happy to go over what I've got so far.
Yeah.
So Jackson, I see that you're looking at my translation here.
I'm around there, yeah.
So Soath Shishish, last seen on Titan Pylon, Shishish was a major military coordinator for the Soath in persisted for 91 billion years with 350 million, I think, successful replications. That part is a little bit tough. I think it's 300 million successful replications.
My God,
Yeah.
am I that bad? Why? What's wrong with me? Okay, I have
Did
to.
you actually
There
misspell
might have been
you?
one or two typos in here. I'm giving grace for that.
The irony is the typo that I'm concerned about is the number, not the. God damn it! I'm a dummy. I am a dummy. Hold on. I'm gonna do this.
I did manually type that out. I could have made a typo also.
But I no, this one might actually be on me. This one might actually be on me because I meant those should be millions of numbers. They shouldn't be billions.
Okay.
That's my bad. I might have just genuinely added too many numbers and wasn't paying attention. For some reason,
I was starting to guess of whether they might have been coordinates or something like that.
Nope, they're definitely not.
But they are supposed to be millions, not billions. That's why I'm like,
millions.
I did do bad.
Billions of years would have been a really long time.
Yes, it's supposed to be long, but it's not supposed to be that fucking long. That's my bad.
Persisted for, I'll just say, 91 million years until further notice.
Yeah.
With 358 million successful replications, 3.9 million gene reinforcements, I think.
That is not correct.
Okay. I think you might have spelled reinforcements wrong, or I might have not paid close enough attention when I was transcribing. I think bondings and social standing of 4. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to make of the social standing of 4. I might have to revisit that once I've got more of this decoded. And then this next part gets really difficult, and also I was in the middle of it when my scene started, so I haven't finished this line yet. But I think some of these are names. I was really confused at first because the very first word on this line, I think, is a name, and before I had figured that out, I was just like, the fuck? Bodied? What? What are we doing here? But I think it's a name. And then something, I don't think that's was, but I haven't had time to really examine that closely. In charge of managing warfare and reconciling the aftermath of something. And that's the end of where I've gotten so far. I'm thinking that something might be like a named event or like a named place, like the aftermath of insert proper noun here, but I don't know. And that puts me, let's see, where is this in the thing? The aftermath of, yeah, so I'm right here. I don't know. How do I ping? I don't remember how to ping.
Is it not just hold click? No.
I thought it was just hold click, but now hold click just gives me the like lasso tool.
Yeah, that's weird. I swore there was a
Anyway,
I see where you're hovering.
Yeah. Aftermath of this, which the thing that ends in an open mailbox over here.
You're finally figuring out the secret of open mailbox. Shit.
I'm working on the secret of open mailbox. The open and closed mailboxes are tough because they're rare. They're not. They don't appear very often. What was? Let's see. 3.9 gene reinforcement bondings. Yeah, I actually didn't know what to make of the closed mailbox that first closed mailbox. So actually, no, I'm pretty well not parsing out what the mailboxes are so far. What about the? Yeah, so far every single mailbox has stumped me. Like looking through it, every single one of these mailboxes is still a question mark on my translation. So I actually am not figuring out the secret of the mailboxes, as it turns out.
You have to dice. I'm so like I'm just proud that I got to make my friend learn how to read wingdings. This is just fun for me.
By the time I'm done with this, I will be able to sight read wingdings. I'm like close to sight reading this.
I mean, this is
Terrifying.
fair enough. Like, I wasn't going for anything as complicated as Tunic anyways, and this is the kind of way that this is the lateral thinking I want out of you guys anyways. So like, simple is best. I'm proud that you figured this out. It's canon now. Your character can read wingdings. You learned the language of wingdings. Are you proud?
I am a little bit proud. Well, let's see. As long as we're just sitting here, I don't know what the snowflake is, but then we've got hair, something HEIR, but it's not there. Unless it's capital. It might be capital. That's something that's thrown me off a couple of times too, because capital letters and wingdings are just completely different characters.
Uh-huh.
So I think that might be there, but with a capital T. And then oh, I lost where I was. Last something recorded. Last recorded assignment was that word's hard. Anyway, I'm sight reading like a lot of this at this point.
Holy shit. There you have it, folks. I made my friend read Wingdings live on stream. Fuck.
I think this is like Sean, without trying to do so, just proved why he has one of the most skilled brains.
And I'm just
like linguistics.
Yeah.
I'm glad, like, this, I hope you enjoyed doing this, because, like, I'm glad that you just decided to do it this way. I think it's more interesting and fun that you did it this way, because I was like, there's other ways. You could have rolled dice, you could have found other ways, but the fact that you just went for it, I actually like a lot anyways. Like, it totally makes sense, too, especially with what Coley is dealing with.
Uh-huh. Hey, I'm having a blast.
Dude,
I had to remind myself that we're playing a role-playing game and that I'm supposed to do role-playing.
I think I did something right.
Is so happy right now.
Uh-huh. That makes me feel good that I'm doing good as a GM to make you forget that you have to do role-playing. But yeah. Welcome back from ads, everybody. You are back inside of Daimon, and actually, as you ask him how he's doing, you take a brief moment to assess how he's doing, and honestly, one of the first things that comes to mind is definitely that he seems more visibly shaken. Like there is, whereas before he definitely seemed dour, now he seems a bit more unsettled. You do notice as well that there is a notable bandaging. Did I write where? Because that matters to me.
Which one of his limbs is gonna become a monster?
Yeah, you notice bandaging on his left hand.
I hate to jump to this question first, but is there any possibility you've been infected?
Go ahead and roll a high or low for me, Sean, okay, and call it.
Right. Okay, I call it and roll it. Got it. I'll call high and roll an 88.
When you say that, you notice a glimpse that it is darkened, and you see him cover it, and just say, I'm fine. I'll be fine. He shortly after you and your friends left, I honestly, it's gotten a lot worse. There have at least been 2 other occasions where you weren't the only things that I met. I should be fine now. I should be fine. But
What about her?
what are you doing back here so quickly? You said you had maybe something that will it help? Will it help her? Will it help us?
I don't know if it will help or not, but I have something that I need to find out.
What do you have in mind?
First, how is she? Is she still docile?
At the moment, I think she's resting. I will say she gets excitable. She was excitable the last 2 encounters that we had, but she is calm for the moment. I do still have her in the room. I haven't tried to get inside or anything. I just know she gets much more active, and things get active around.
Has she developed any further physically?
I won't lie. I try not to look at her anymore.
And I just nod, and then I slowly pull out the artifact, and I set it on the counter, and I say,
He gives it a peculiar look. Just seems he gives it a peculiar look, and at least seems at least more inquisitive, and asks and just says, "What is that?"
that is part of what I'm trying to find out. There is something larger going on here, and I think that she might be able to, in her way, help us to understand it.
I mean, he kind of blinks and he just says, I'm sure there is. I mean, I don't think you need me to point out that right now that all that's on my mind is trying to get through the situation anyways. I can't really think anything beyond that.
And I understand where you're coming from. It is a difficult position to be in, but I will put it like this. I do not think that anyone currently has a good handle on exactly what is happening here on Tennyson. And I think that in order to ensure that other people do not have the same thing happen to them that has happened to her, it is imperative that we do anything we can to better understand what's happening.
He kind of slowly nods. And he says, well, I frankly am not in much of a position to be able to argue. Certainly am doing everything I can think to hold it together at the moment anyways. Am open to anything. You have a plan, if you have an idea, Colia, I can't. All that I ask is whatever you do, careful with her. It's one of the few things I have left.
Of course. I have absolutely no intention of doing anything to harm her. If anything, my greater concern is that it's possible she may destroy this thing, in which case I will have wasted a valuable resource. But no harm should come to her.
I will trust you on that.
On that note, and I just start taking pictures of this thing from every angle in case it gets destroyed, so that I can at least preserve something of it.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. It might give me something that I should make a note.
So
Okay.
yeah, once I have done that, I'll go upstairs and see. There was like a slat for us to look through, right, on her door.
Yes. And there is like some open space. Like it's not a lot, but I'll say for convenience, like
For like
you
passing food through and stuff.
yeah, you should be able to pass something into the room to her.
Okay.
I'll say he did devise something like that because um, he's clearly not he's not he's not a scientist, but he does assume that she still needs food. Um, Actually, when you go to interact with that, he points out, I don't know if this is helpful to know. I have been trying to make sure that she's comfortable. She, as far as I can tell, does eat. I've only seen her do it once. And he kind of goes a little quiet when he says that.
It is on some level necessary for the body to have access to sustenance if it is to continue operating on any level.
He just shakes his head and blows air out and just says, I couldn't tell you that. I just didn't know what else to do.
I just nod and then I try to, as quietly as I can, like open and look through the slat just to like see what her condition is and like what her behavior is like right now.
As you peer into the room, you notice that since the last time you looked in, there definitely is much more. There's been clear signs of activity from her that she's kind of either knocked or rearranged things inside of the room. There are more things on the floor than there were before. The bed is much more torn up, uh, and there are more markings along the wall. There are more markings along the wall.
Did the marking by markings, do you mean like someone was clawing at the wall, or do they look more deliberate than that?
They do look like deliberate, if not a bit, uh,
Clumsy.
clumsy. Yeah, they do look deliberately etched in, and as you've now become a little bit more familiar in being able to interface with parts of wingdings, but being able to interface with parts of whatever that scripting was, you're at least noticing it between the scripting that you saw and the artifact, and now along the wall, but definitely much more disorganized. Like you're you're noticing that it's not. It seems strained on their part.
Is uh is Cujo still in the room?
He is, but he's not. He's kind of watching you from the side, and he's avoiding looking in.
I just turn and like nod my head at him, and as quietly as I can, I say, "This is promising. Uh, these etchings on the wall. Do you know how recently she's been making these?"
I mean, occasionally, I'll hear a sound, if that's what you want to call it. I hear something happening up against the wall. Usually, though, when she starts doing that, I do try to close the sound out.
Has she done it recently?
I believe so.
This is very promising. And I will try to slowly, calmly push the artifact through to her side of the door.
Okay. You do, and with kind of like a soft click, you um shove, like it's kind of like a drawer. I'll say like it's like been a drawer that's like been put into the wall, but
Yeah, yeah.
secured, that she can't like knock it out or anything. And when you do, you kind of you could vaguely see her. She was kind of in the corner, but as soon as that soft click goes, you see a notable kind of perking up. Like she recognizes that sound. And she comes over. She slowly comes over. You see her peer over into this drawer. And as you're watching her, you kind of can read a little bit that she's heading over and peers into the box and makes kind of like a gesticulation with her body that makes her kind of peer up and around in the box and around it, um, almost inquisitively. Uh, you see her reach into the box, uh, and kind of fumble around with it. She's having a bit of a difficult time, but she is able to grab it in her mouth, and she kind of uh, slowly kind of takes it over to the bed and kind of rests it on the bed. Um, as you're watching her, she seems to be at first like very closely examining the object, and you see her kind of like clumsily like set it up. It's a little difficult still. She's a little bit more limited in that capacity, but she still is able to get it semi upright because it does have like kind of a weighted base. And you watch as she takes a part of her right like foot, um, and kind of like opens it up and like spreads it out in four directions. She has four claws on each foot, and slowly kind of places each tip along the edges of this artifact, starting near the top, and kind of moves down it in a circular motion. Um, and as you watch her do that, you know that what was her foot is giving you the like impression that she's almost using it as you would your hands. Um, though the longer you stare and watch, your vision starts to get heavier, and you are noticing a minute um kind of like headache starting to precipitate on your forehead.
I try to ignore it for now. I want to take in as much as I can of what she's doing.
You watch her kind of examine this and until she suddenly stops. Like, and you see her kind of pull back a little bit, back up the object, and continue the same motion until she gets to about the same point, and then stops again. And when she does, you see a shaking from where her shoulders are and a sound that uneases you. And you see her attempt one more time to do that and get to the, you see her kind of recoil her claws back up and go to the same point, and then just forcefully kicks the artifact aside as hard as she can, and you hear it forcefully thud against the wall, and she starts becoming agitated. Um, what what does Kolya what is Kolya's response to that?
Uh, so I before I can say for sure how Kolya would respond, did it seem like the artifact was damaged at all when it hit the wall, or does it seem like it's intact still?
I'm gonna say give give me high or low.
Hi.
Okay. Where she knocked it, you can't see it anymore. She knocked it out of sight.
Then Kolya just nods vigorously and says, "This is very, very promising."
You say that with that kind of drawl, though, and your headache is starting to increase, and you turn over to look to where Cujo is, and you look at him through your vision blurring, and you can hear him, you can see him saying something, but it seems muted. What's the next thing that Kolya tries to say or do?
Speak clearly and quiet there, please.
Roll a sanity save for me.
This is gonna go good.
Uh-huh.
That is an 80.
That's bad. That's bad. Okay, that took me a second. I was like, okay, yes, that's a failure. Okay. Take one stress. And your vision fades to black.
Also, oh no, it's only players. Cool. Never mind.
Okay. Jackson.
Yeah, I'm listening.
What did Fred get up to in the time that you were like letting the electricity projector charge?
I think I was just catching her back up to speed because we were kind of. That's what I was saying. I kind of felt like we were in the middle of the conversation because, like, because I say to her like, hey, Ma, how much do you know about what's going on around here?
That's the trouble, isn't it? I'll admit, Father and I actually usually stay around in Rhea, so
That's good. That's good for the time being.
I frankly have not much of an idea. Something that we certainly have been concerned about, but at least it sounds like on some level the situation is contained. I mean, what's happening out? Look, she does take a moment, and you have at least like sustained some injuries. And I'll say like you probably have had like a moment to like actually be able to stretch and like be able to be out of your suit for a little bit too. She says, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?"
Uh, I'm holding up. It's a long story, Ma. But the big punchline is that the universe is a big place, Mom. And there are genuinely some monsters out there. And sometimes those get a little bit too close to home. And that's kind of what we're looking at right now. And so I'm open to. I'm not sure how we're gonna do it, especially with even Pops in the shape he's in. But in a perfect world, I would. In a perfect world, I would take you and Pops, and I would get you somewhere safe. I got a ship. It's over at Titan, though, not at Rhea. And it's between you and me, and it's between all the MilSec, basically all the MilSec soldiers stationed here, and it's also between us and some terrifying forces of nature that have tried to rip me and my friends to shreds.
When you say that, she just kind of says, I mean, can't frankly imagine anything much worse than any of those thugs. So I can't say I worked for much better in my own time.
You're good.
I think I know at least what you mean. I certainly. I'm sorry you have had your own unfortunate things to learn about. So I can't say I wholly understand some of them. Have you? I'll say like you this kind of like shared data pad. Like have it's recommended that you don't show it to uh uh non-company personnel, but there's not like you're not gonna like there's not like a camera on it. I'm gonna straight up say like they actually don't have a camera on these. Like there's not like a webcam function or something, so it's not like they'll know who's looking at it. They just say if you get caught, that's gonna be bad trouble for you.
I don't give a shit. We're in the privacy of our house, and you know what? There's some big. If corporate bureaucracy is more concerned about who glances at my data pad than the actual aliens, then the whole world's got their priorities messed up, which includes Milsec right now, because Milsec's got their priorities messed up.
When you do show her like some of the kind of like incidental I'll say there's not like a camera on the data pad. If there's a camera anywhere, you have like a camera feed that's hooked up to all of you because each of you have like a helmet because it's still an enclosed suit. So there's like it'll take occasional recordings and snapshots. And when you show her like some of the images that your suit has like recorded, she does say like if anybody showed me these, I will be honest, I would assume that they're just more garbage that's been generated by all of the stuff coming out of things like Toby. You know, like I couldn't.
Yeah.
These are real.
I got you. Yeah,
But she says that there is a tinge of fascination in her voice.
Ain't lost a step, Ma. Oh boy. Yeah, these are real. And sorry, I just keep on going over and over in my head because I want to get you and Pops on that ship, get you to the nearest star that isn't infected by freak aliens. I'm just trying to think of the logistics.
I know you didn't go to Actually, did Fred go to school? Did Fred go to up? What's the highest education he has? I'm curious
Technical
now.
school.
Okay. She goes, I know you didn't care much for science, but I will remind you that there's only one star nearby. Unless you have plans to get us someplace closer, but not close.
More figure of speech. I mean, if you guys are okay with cryo, then we can get you anywhere pretty much. Plus, trust in your boy. He's a pretty accomplished pilot these days. I take more pilot gigs than anything else, honestly, these days.
Frankly, I still don't understand how you decided to when you work with Milsect personally. That's the main one that me and your father were really worried about.
That one was sort of I was immediately in between jobs, and I was kind of starting my whole gig economy phase of life, and Milsect was kind of the first and easiest thing. I mean, anyone with half a brain can go sign up for Milsect, so it just sort of kickstarted me making connections with the other companies, and it turns out it was all kind of from there. Networking, and taking jobs.
Fair. Well, whatever the case, I'm glad that you're here, and honestly, if things are that bad on parts of Tennyson, I definitely wouldn't want to stay here any longer than we need to. That does bring up a concern. On one hand, I do see that at least at the moment, Rhea is the safest place that we can be.
That's
And
what everyone tells me. Yeah,
frankly, your father is not in the safest condition to move.
yeah, that's what I kind of figured as well.
He's resting at the moment. He does try not to strain himself too much these days.
Yeah.
That said, whatever you and your friend, she looks over. She looks over at Lydia and says, Rosebud, are you a technician? Or and Lydia just shakes her head and is like, no. I've I'm just still in nursing school. I'm not anything important. And uh your mom crosses her arms and just says, well, I can at least trust that if you're working with Rosebud, they certainly. I'm certain you're familiar with the medical operations of Rosebud, so we do have access to that. I mean, your father does have some equipment here at the moment. We just would have to find a way to transport it.
Yeah, I mean, if we can do that, then sure, yeah.
Lydia just says, honestly, that I should be able to handle. It'll still take me some time to work something up, but I at least can look over your condition of your dad as well as you, Mrs. Have you said your character? Has Fred said his last name? I don't remember. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Jones. Yeah, Fred Jones. It's a Scooby Doo reference.
Yeah, Mrs. Jones. I mean, I'll make sure that both of you are safe, be able to move. We have transportation and everything. Though we're kind of in a situation of our own. We can't quite leave at the moment. And she says, and your mom responds saying, yes, they at least have been forthright in informing us that leaving Rhea is currently prohibited. Right now, Rhea is a bit of a powder keg, though. Whatever's happening outside, they have done their best to try to keep isolated, though. There are still pockets and reports of things happening around Rhea. Fortunately, people don't like having their freedoms limited.
Yeah.
I can't say or can't really even recommend this, but the places that I would think that would possibly have grant the most access out of here. Anyone trying to get out. There are people trying. There have been a multitude of protests due to the implementation of Milsec's kind of forceful quarantining of Rhea and Tennyson as a whole. Very few people are really happy about it. Even if we were here to begin with, we certainly did become concerned when they enacted the quarantine at first.
Yeah. What kind of ways? What kind of ways out are there?
Well, all that we really know is we've heard is that apparently there was an entire closure of Iapetus. So,
Yeah.
unless you can find a way through that, though they've essentially condemned it, they haven't completely. They don't manage it so much as they just reported that it would be no longer operable or accessible to anyone. As far as we know, Milsect focuses most of its attention on the Titan axis. So whatever they've done there, at the very least, they believe that they've secured it. Other places, it wouldn't be.
I don't believe that, but
I wouldn't know exactly how we would do this, but there are accesses out of Tennyson through many of the company towers.
now we're talking. You're talking about trying to get a pickup from another spot.
Wouldn't be pleasant, but and ironically, I think your father would be more comfortable than I am. I'm much more used to habitable spaces, even if it comes to space itself.
Yeah, I mean,
Suits always made me itchy.
well, just gotta take your itching powder and your creams with you.
Otherwise, there are still people who can be helpful on the station in Rhea. Helpful is a loose term here. I certainly wouldn't think that Milsect would be of any help. I don't think they're looking to help anyone but themselves.
No, yeah, I mean it's a paycheck and they get a power trip out of it, so
There are reports, though, that there are people fighting back against them.
that's funny. They're
So
losing on both ends.
I at least can tell that, at least by your condition, that things are. I wouldn't say I would trust them, but I would trust them more than Milsect.
Wait, I'm sorry, but we're not talking about who we're talking about. My bad, Mal. I must have turned off my ears for a sec.
Every few days, there have been reports of uh, Milsect is reporting them as terrorist or insurgent attacks on their quarters. They've also been riots and protests throughout Rhea fairly regularly.
So, I see. All right.
Makes it unnerving to still go outside. Frankly, doesn't feel safe either way, but I will at least admit they're at least trying to do something about the situation, especially regarding Milsect.
Yeah.
Even if I don't
Hmm.
like it. Lydia says, well, at least for the moment, we have your parents here, and I'll be working on finding a way to transport them safely, I promise you, Fred. Frankly, if there's anything that you can do, I actually would say if you're comfortable leaving me here with your folks for a while, if you can find any information or another way on, want to try, that would be our next bet, unless you have any ideas.
No, I mean I can check out these towers we're talking about, but that's the best bet I got. Plus, Joanne, I think wanted to talk about something at some point. Specifically said to come visit here first, and then after that, so I probably gotta check with her, and then I'll probably start snooping around. We got, I forget how much time we got. I know we don't got a lot of time, but I'm not looking to rush anybody. So you got my number, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I believe so. Definitely keep me posted as best if anything pops up.
Yeah.
As Lydia says
At
that,
worst,
oh, go ahead.
I check the message thing pretty often. It looks like the hell's Scully up to? Well, I'll come back to that later.
Well, at the very least, I do
Seriously, what
think
the
there's
hell is
something.
Scully up to?
Who? Who?
I
Your
like
mom
take a
says.
moment and like. Nah, I'm sorry. I know it's rude to like read some text messages. I've just never. I'm just seeing some weird stuff on this screen. I'll come back to it later. I'm sorry, my mom. I'm being very rude. Let me be a good old boy. Please continue. I'm sorry.
Ah, you corrected my wait, or did you correct my numbers, Sean? My bad.
No, the numbers are still billion.
They should be million. Oh well, here I can fix it really fast. Hold on, maybe.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
You're
derail the scene.
you're good. You derailed me. That's all that you did. Wait a second. Here, stop looking at that. Stop looking at that. Listen, we make a mistake. We make mistakes sometimes. It's supposed to be. You're good.
Uh-huh.
But sorry. Repeat that one more time, Jackson, just to make sure I know exactly what you said.
No, literally, what I was saying was basically the same thing. I was like, hey, I'm sorry. I was reading basically the equivalent of a text, Mom. No, that's rude of me. I shouldn't have been doing that.
It's quite all right. Whatever the case, I do think, at least right now, there's one thing we can do. And you see her stand up and step away into the other room. You're kind of like in I would say it's like a studio apartment, essentially. So, a studio apartment with one bedroom. So it's got like a kind of living area that's opened up into a kitchenette. And then there's like a bedroom. And a toilet with a fancy
And turlet.
shower and a toilet and a fancy shower inside. It is specifically, I'll put it this way: it is a shower. It is not a bathtub, but it is at least seemingly fitted to be accessible, more accessible for um older people or people who are less than able. So who have any kind of physical difficulties. So, but it is still a shower. It's not a bath. Because
Gotcha.
Rosebud's still a good company, guys. I promise. They made it accessible.
No trust.
But she kind of steps away, and you hear her kind of rustle around and come back out with a box with a lockbox, and she says, as well as holding something else in her hand underneath, and she hands it to you, and she says, I don't know if you, your father never really had use for this, but if there's any time to get use out of it, it would probably now. And go ahead. Actually, what does she hands you a box and a credit chip. What does Fred do first?
I guess I'll take the box because she hands me a box and a credit chip.
Mm-hmm.
He'll pocket the credit chip for a moment. He'll put the credit chip basically in his wallet.
Okay.
Say, thank you. I just sound all mysterious, Mom. Well, Christmas came early. I guess I'll open it.
Roll 1d6.
Yeah, I'm mighty curious what this is.
Roll me 1d6.
It is 6.
Holy fuck, Jackson! Your rolls need to stop. You open the box, and sitting there is a 44 revolver with 6 spare bullets.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I didn't realize you and Pops are carrying this kind of firepower around here.
Well, all things considered, do still... He still was worried from time to time, you know that.
No, that's fair. Never can be too safe. I've been thinking about getting maybe one of them as well. Jeez. Well, all right then. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your whole bunch. This will unfortunately probably come in handy.
I'll only say I hope not. Brain.
Um, I'll carry this. I'll carry this around town. I know Millsec wouldn't approve, but frankly, they can go eat their own shorts for all I care. So
Yeah, and you're able to secure it inside of your case, so as long as you're not like forcefully searched, you don't have any reason to be concerned about like
that's
getting
good.
caught with it or anything out. You have a feeling that they are a bit more preoccupied. But just to clarify, it's medium sized. It's big. You're like, I didn't know a hand could be this big. You don't even know why your dad got a handgun this big.
All right. Yeah.
The only other thing she says is, I know it isn't much as well, but if you do need anything else, believe it or not, there's still plenty of other stores. Even though they're doing their best to limit us here on Rhea, there is a gun store still available, as well as plenty of other places that you could get supplies if you needed. Show you where they are.
I'm genuinely floored, Ma. I don't think you ever really told me about this. I don't think we ever kind of talked like this when I was growing up.
Well, I mean, you were a child, and frankly, Harry was always a little worried having it in the house anyways. So
I get that.
he always convinced himself that he needed it, so.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Jeez. Well, thank you.
As an ad for a brand as an ad for, and this can be fully diegetic and useful. An ad plays on the gun that shows like a rootin' tootin' cowboy that just says "Head on down to Robert's Guns and Munitions, the finest oh, what the hell is it called? It's not stockpile. What are the military surplus? The finest in military surplus and ammunition you can find at this part of Saturn.
That's pretty great.
And that's gonna be a fun ad bit just for people who have ads, because that's fully diegetic. Your mom just hears that and goes, "It's surprising they're not closed."
Okay. Not kidding, right?
We'll probably. I'm trying to decide. It's 9:30 because the next scene that happens, I think, how the stopping point is kind of on you, Jackson, but I think I can do the next scene, or at least start the next scene, and then we'll find a stopping point through it.
We are past the point that Jackson said he wanted to be done.
Fair enough. I was like, did you say 9:30 or 10?
You did say 9:30.
Fair. You did say 9:30.
I think I gave a time range of like kind of start wrapping up, and I don't know if there's any more wrapped than this. Is there a stoppier stopping point than this? Or are we about as stopped as it gets?
I'm gonna say yes, and just because I'm like, Sean's about to get, Coley's about to get into some shit, but also
is
your
stopping point a hook, or is your stopping point a stopping point?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, if I'm about to get into some shit, then that sounds like something that might take a while.
That's fair. And I wouldn't want... That's what I was like, at best, we would probably cut off in the middle of the scene. But I definitely would want...
If that's what we're considering doing, then we should stop. Well, we don't have to do that.
Fair. Welcome back from ads, everybody. We will probably start closing up. Then I will...
Do we want to open with my completed translation?
Oh, shoot.
Sure.
I'll definitely stick around for that for sure.
So this is my completed translation of the Wingdings script. So for to reestablish the context, this is seemingly connected to a picture of a real fucked up looking Xeno guy. And it's at the top, it says error, data ingestion invalid, error, data architecture incompatible to properly communicate following string of data. And then there's a bunch of garbled text. And to the best of my ability, this is what the garbled text says. Sowat last seen on Titan Pylon. Kuchishish was a major military coordinator for the Soath in Wupwukpuk. Persisted for 91 million years with, and this number is still broken, and I don't know what you meant for it to say. It's more broken now than it was when you started.
3 million It's 3 million.
Okay. With 3 million, persisted for 91 million years with 3 million successful replications, 3 million gene reinforcements, bondings, and social standing of 4. Bodied. And the word bodied is just kind of hanging. I'm wondering if it's social standing of 4 bodied. I'm not sure what's going on there. Something, I still don't know what that next word is. Maybe was in charge of managing warfare and reconciling the aftermath of conflict. Their last recorded assignment was combating Shishtashish, the splitting disease, a bioengineered disease constructed by Yumsish shortly before their destruction, some triple-digit number of millions of years ago. Currently in service on Titan Station, status unknown.
I now know the hook. On you do get a mini sequence.
Okay.
Isaac cannot accept a stopping point. Isaac must end with cliffhangers.
Listen. It's.
It rustles my jimmy sometimes that we can't just be allowed to just stop.
Never. I gotta leave you on some intrigue, okay? And it won't be long. I promise. I'm shooting for 5 minutes tops.
You get 4.
Fuck. No. I do want this one. I do want you.
You know, while you're setting this up, you know the fucked up thing?
What's that?
I never figured out the goddamn mailboxes.
You'll never know the secrets of the mailbox.
They're just like randomly appended at the end of otherwise complete words. I don't get it.
Oh my god, I have ideas what it might be, but I'm not gonna tell you. Wait, you think I would tell you that?
I thought it might be punctuation, but there's some of them that are like in front of periods, so it can't be a punctuation mark. It's baffling.
Good. That means I've at least made this properly baffling for you.
I have to assume that it's not important, but I am confused as to what it could possibly be. Both of the mailboxes are the same way. They're both used the same way, and I don't understand what either of them could possibly be.
Polia. The last thing you remember is softly hitting the ground. And you blink your eyes, kind of in the middle space in front of you. And you look up. You kind of crane up. You were staring down at the floor in a way. Looking directly down below yourself. You kind of tilt your head up, panning, seeing the floor into table. And you kind of survey around as you see 5 others across from you. Or 4 others across from you. Let me make sure. One, 3. Yeah. 4 others sitting across from you, each at points of this massive table inside of a room. And you look up, kind of in a haze. As you kind of come back to focus, you start hearing them. And you realize one of them is addressing you. And you look at them. You look at their 4 eyes. And you hear them repeat. What was this? What are your findings? As you look at Statishish. We gonna end on that unless you want to do something, Sean.
I'm tempted to do something, but I think it's probably easier if we leave it there.
Hey, I wasn't expecting you to translate that fast, but I'm kind of glad you did.
This is what I'm saying, chat. This is why, like, clock it like 6 minutes ago. I was like, is it a stopping point, or is it a hook? Like,
I can't help
are you restarting to ramp into a hook?
I can't help it. I like doing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. and
Jackson famously hates it.
Famously,
it's
wait, really?
Least favorite thing.
I mean, just look at all like the sessions I've ever done for the past decade of playing. How frequently do I leave on cliffhangers? In fact,
Jackson and I think during the Monster of the Week campaign, had to have like multiple conversations where he explicitly asked me to stop doing that.
Okay.
Before I finally was like, okay, I will stop. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'll fine. I will also say if that is the case, I know I've done at least one other case, so I don't think I do it every single time, but I couldn't help on this one. I'm sorry.
Nah, we're probably not every single time.
Yes, and I mean, like, this was something that I've been sitting on for a while anyway, so I'm just like, I at least want to be like, hook! So.
No, I'm with you. I get it.
But yeah,
This one? I was just holding it for this again. Oh, thank you.
Put a little less rice for you.
all right, well, I think we will
We're
call
cool.
it here. I hope you guys are having a good time. I certainly did. I'm glad that we were able to have another session. I'm seeing where things are going, and fuck, man, I really am glad that you received that so well, Colia, and also I liked the conversation that we did have with Fred and his mom. That was really good. I liked that.
Yeah.
So we're setting up this arc, but I promise I think it'll go quickly. I think it'll go quickly. 6, 7. But yeah.
Give me with the good old 6, 7.
Good session. Well, for those that it applies to, Mister, I need to get you to fail more saves, you son of a gun. Maybe I should just give you stress. Damn it. You feel great right now. Fred feels great.
Truly, I am zen.
Uh-huh.
We haven't had a lot of conflict recently.
True. Well, I'll workshop that. I'll try to make some more stressful situations for Fred. Right now, Colia's in the stress zone, honestly. I think you actually got out of the de-stress zone very quickly and went straight back into the stress zone. I won't lie.
I made the executive decision to make everything worse.
We're getting it. We're getting through it. But I guess any personal goals or anything that you think would apply here, Colia, to reduce some stress?
No, I think I made progress on that last session, but I don't think I really did this session.
Okay. Then your stress stabilizes, and by that I mean I guess it technically increases. But yeah. Other than that, and I mean, Fred doesn't get it because he can't recover any more stress anyways.
I'm as stress free as possible.
This as a gift, Isaac. It was the Krita file that I used at the very start of my like translation process until I had gotten far enough to start typing things out.
Oh my lord. Where is... There it is.
Whoa.
Make sure I didn't break anything. I didn't. Oh my god. That's incredible. Wait, what? You're a monster. Holy shit. Well, how do you feel now that you can sight read most of Wingdings?
It's pretty incredible. Here's the thing, though. Here's the problem. I don't know which version of Wingdings I know how to read.
And
Because there's like three of them.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
Not to mention Webdings, which I did consider
Well, I'm counting
using.
Webdings, because I think there's Wingdings 1, Wingdings 2, and Webdings, isn't there?
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
a third Wingdings.
Oh, is there 4 of them? Christ. And I don't know. So I don't know which one of those I know how to read.
Well, you'll know it when you see it.
Let it be known here, everybody. If there's anything that we got out of the session, is Sean learning how to read Wingdings live. I'm proud of that. It's stupid. It's really dumb, and I'm proud of it. Fuck. Well, we'll go ahead and start wrapping up. Thank you for joining, everybody. We're going to do one more thing before we go. Before the end of every stream, I got to draw a picture. You guys are going to help me. We're going to work on making a prompt first all together. You can also participate in chat. If you want to participate, all you got to do is type in chat. Whatever chat says, we'll use as a reference. And then I will just cobble that all together into a reference. And then I have 60 seconds to draw it in Paint. And because I'm using my drawing screen today, I have to do it with keyboard and mouse. So that'll be fun. So
Well, I know the thing that I have to tell you to draw.
Oh god.
You
Oh
have to draw
god.
things.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell Isaac to draw the what you just saw, the four-eyed thing. I think we already have a picture of it, actually.
I was gonna say we have multiple pictures of the creatures, so
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this thing. The thing with the four, looks like 4 eyes, 4 arms, 4
we're getting
legs.
mad cat butthole right now. You're holding cat butthole in place.
I will say what you see is similar. I'll put it that way. It looks similar. It looks familiar in that way. It doesn't look exactly like what you see in that picture, but it looks very similar.
It looks like a familiar.
Uh-huh. It looks like a familiar. So, just to double check, Sean, you said what, Wingdings?
Just wingdings, just anything wingdings. Wingdings.
Folia
That's me again.
internalizing
I see.
wingdings. Jackson?
I think we should add some wingdings to that as well. Make sure to make them distinct.
And ignoring webdings. Okay, I think I definitely have an idea.
This is gonna take some research to be able to draw some of these.
Listen.
Gotta do some googling.
Listen here, fine. I'll be consistent. I'll even show my work. Look, here's how I know. Font. Look, what you've got wingdings, and then you have webdings. That's webdings. That's web. Oh wait, you can't see that. God damn it.
Sure, surely we
I can see it
can.
on stream.
On stream, yeah. That's webdings. I don't. There's a bus. There's an ambulance. There's a bike.
It took me when I was a kid, I was always just like, oh, funny wingdings, like what a dumb thing. It took me so like well into adulthood to look back at wingdings and be like, oh, this is just an excuse to have all of these symbols available in the Windows default fonts. You're not meant to read it.
Yup. And lo, did I do the curse upon ye?
But now after all these years, I've fulfilled my childhood dream of reading wingdings.
I'm scared to say I'm today years old because I thought it was like an old wives' tale that it was like Bill Gates' son or something like that. It was just like, hey, Dad, look what I made, and they're like, oh yeah, it's great. We'll ship it.
I mean, maybe it is.
That's probably not even like that. What you said makes so much more sense than whatever wild stories I've heard.
Well, that would make sense if there was one of them, but there's 4 of them, so
yeah,
your story makes sense to explain why one of them exists.
It's a bicycle. It's a bicycle.
This kitty is resting halfway on my tummy.
What a good kitty.
All right. Well, I got a picture, so stick around for that. Otherwise, thank you for joining, everybody. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, thank you for stopping by and chatting and watching. And if you're watching this in the future, thank you for taking the time to go back and rewatching the VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following, or clicking any of the links below. There's a link to all the socials and the Discord. We post when we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as anything else that we're up to. And just generally, you can come hang out with the rest of the community here on the Discord. Did I mention the vampires? I actually missed that part of my own speech. Did I mention the vampires? I'm pretty sure I did.
No. But we've talked about the werewolves.
Guys, go lock your doors and windows. It's almost lunchtime for vampires. And Sean, for that matter. But you can find the Discord there. It's a good time in there. You can say hi to everybody, the rest of the community. I recommend, if you're going to do anything there, post pictures of your animals, of your pets. I want pictures of your dogs and cats. For no reason. No reason at all. Speaking of which, a shout out to our community on the Discord and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Just make sure to also hashtag it with MCCanary or link it back to the stream so people could find more of the good stuff we do here. And if you want to see the stream grow, you just gotta let people know. I appreciate that people have been talking about the stream, and I encourage you guys to do it more. It does help us out, and it's super rad that you guys have been willing to do that. I'm glad we're doing things you guys want to talk about, and the more you guys talk about it, the more you spread the word of what we're doing. So if you enjoyed listening to Sean translate wingdings,
I mean, I enjoyed that. I was participating in this stream, and I enjoyed that.
You should tell somebody about it. You should tell your friends about it. Tell your family about it. I won't. And as always, a huge thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon, Ko-fi, and Twitch. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream, as well as take on more projects, and the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you, so we thank you. If you want to see your name added to this list, as well as some other benefits you can get, you could always subscribe directly on Twitch, or check out the Patreon, Ko-fi, and VGen here. Those links will show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. I've been working a lot on building up the portfolio on the VGen, as well as just putting more my stuff out there. So if you like my artwork, if you like the kind of illustrations that I do and want to have me commission something for you, please reach out. You can reach out there. You can also reach out through Discord. Any and all channels work. So go check out the VGen. Appreciate it. And thank you to your mods for your wonderful job of holding back the robot army and friend becoming famous. And just thank you for coming and hanging out, everybody. I had a good time. I hope you had a good time too. Thank you, Sean and Jackson, for playing more Mothership. We're halfway through. We're over halfway.
We're days away from being 2 months from October.
It's fine.
We're about to hit August on like Friday or something like that. We're about to be in August.
It's fine. It's gonna be fine. Maybe this was my plan all along, and we'll have a big October finale. Listen, if we hit October, I would shoot for weekly sessions at that point.
If we hit October, I will be genuinely my jimmies will be as rustled as they could be if we reach the end of October, 2026, and haven't finished.
Listen,
like if it's November, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna come to Kansas to visit for many reasons.
If it hits Halloween, I will plan on Halloween being a big day if it comes to that. I promise. I promise. But we haven't gotten there yet, so we still got time. So whatever the case, thank you again for joining. Is there anything that you guys want to shout out? Anything that you've been up to, or anything that you found that you want to share with anyone or everyone? If you're shaking your head, I can't see it, guys. Hold on.
No.
Okay, now I can see it. I can see it now. Then in that case, go check out everybody else's stuff in Goblin Entertainment. That link tree has links to everyone's channels and everything they've been up to. And you can find more of my stuff here, which has everything that I post to. So you can go check everybody else's stuff in Goblin Entertainment. Kind of closing notes. If you came in late on this one, you can find the VOD available. Should be sometime tomorrow. You can find the VOD for this and all of the previous sessions of Mothership that we've had, as well as everything else that we've done in the last couple years. So I definitely recommend checking out the VOD channel. There's all sorts of stuff. There's also shorts and other things. There's some fun little projects that we've posted there, including stuff for Mothership. So definitely check that out. Otherwise, looking for what we're doing for the rest of the week. Should be back on Wednesday. I know you mentioned, Sean, that you might not be available, so we'll probably have something. I'm gonna get in contact with Ari and Lauren, and we'll do something as a backup. And then Thursday, usually doing more multiplayer stuff with James and Aqua. And then Friday, I'm gonna hopefully be doing some more artwork, probably more Mothership stuff on Friday. And then Saturday should be doing some more multiplayer stuff with James and his brother Kenneth. Then we'll be back to here. So if any of that does sound interesting to you, definitely follow, hit the links below, get on the Discord. Just do your thing. Otherwise, thank you for joining, everybody. I think I've got us lined up for who we'll raid to, but before we go, you guys have anything good in the world you want to share today? What's something good in the world?
Good in the world.
Have y'all had Milky?
No?
I don't think so.
I think I'm getting the name right. It's a like yogurt soda. I don't know how to describe it. It's really weird to describe.
Oh, yes. It's like your H Mart kind of stuff. Like if you've, yeah,
It's a lot bigger overseas, so you can find it in a lot of like the place that I saw it first was like a Korean market thing.
Yep, that's what I meant by H Mart. Like that's a Korean market. Yeah,
I don't think it's just a Korean thing, but yeah, it's real tasty. It's real good.
I think I used to
Savannah
get
actually
something.
really loves them.
Yeah, I think I got something kind of similar to that. I don't think it was necessarily specifically that. I remember it being like, just like a little bottle, just like almost like a shot bottle of it, and it was like a yogurt drink. They were pretty good. I don't remember what it was called though. I got them from Checkers.
Yeah,
yeah.
Milky's bills themselves, I think, as like a yogurt flavored cream soda or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it's really good.
That is nice. Yeah.
I mean, it does just make me think of carbonated yogurt, which is cursed, but it does actually sound tasty, I promise. I would still drink it. Sounds good. Well, either way, go get yourself. Everybody, go get a Milky. And I won't clarify. Go get yourself a Milky. Otherwise, thank you for joining, everybody. We'll go say hi to the Mr. Vickers. Go say hi to Brad. He's playing Water Park Simulator. He's just vibing. So we'll go say hi to him. Let him know that Sean learned how to read wingdings. So stick around for that. Otherwise, have yourselves a good evening. Take it easy. Sean, is there anything you'd like to tell the audience?
If you put your mind to it, you can read wingdings too. It's not that hard.
You can do anything.
Jackson, is there anything you'd like to tell webdings?
People should learn how to read you at some point, maybe. You know what, webdings? Why aren't you as cool as the ASCII table?
Now that's a good question.
I forget that the ASCII table exists. Wasn't that just all the punctuation, though?
No, it contains pretty much every
confusion
character
here, and I see the confusion because I had both thoughts. I exist in the realm between these two extremes. There is the table of ASCII characters, which contains all of the characters in the ASCII character set. And then there is the table, like flipping a table image you can create using ASCII characters. And those are different. Those are both ASCII tables in a sense, but in very different senses.